So as I sit here and as I think about what to talk about this week, I'm not getting anything. The news is just full of stuff that I don't want to talk about. I don't want to have anything to do. God, you can hear that air conditioning. Yes, you can, right through the microphone and everything. Anyways, there's not much I can do about it. We're in a new studio. We're going to try this out. If it doesn't work, I'll have to move everything back into the home. It's actually a home studio as it is, but we're in a different area of the building here. Anyways, sitting here mentioning as I smoke on my pipe, I don't think I'm supposed to be smoking in here, but I got a cigar in my pipe anyways. Went back to smoking because I like the taste of this aromatic pipe. I forgot where I got it from. And the cigar that I was given, still not finished with it. You know how that is? I can go on a cigar almost for 2-3 days. Anyways, the news has nothing in it. I'm not interested in what Donald Trump is doing, the President of the United States. Not interested in the Senate, not interested in Congress, not interested in my local area. Everything seems to be a mess. And you know what happens when a mess occurs? Somebody has to come with a mop and a bucket and clean it up. And we don't have people with mops and buckets who can clean up these messes. We just don't. And about people rattling off at the mouth about their personal opinions, getting fired for it. Listen, you should have known this. The job should have done it a long time ago with social media. They have been doing it since 2005. They have been, social media has been a presentation in your job, especially with teachers, government workers, public entity workers, people that work for the public, people that are in the eye of the public, hospitals, private organizations that deal with the public, folks. Anyways, that's enough said on that. We've had wonderful investigations. Last 2 investigations, we did the Bundy Museum. We did Wellsboro. We did the Hinsdale House. We did the asylum finally. We did the Wildwood Asylum. We did Brook. We did the 1890s house and museum. We did the Old Mill Village in Pennsylvania. We're going back, coming up here in October for the Halloween season. It's great. We did the franchises case here. We've done a lot of things. And, of course, the 2 cemetery investigations that we were lovely invitedly to. And it's been great. Twin Tiers Supernatural Research Society, twintiersparanormal.com is the group that I belong to. It's a group that I co-founded with Jerry. I co-founded it with Carrie. Angie's jumped on board. I consider her one of the top in our field. Josh is with us. Will, everybody knows who Will is. He has been attending some of our events. It's almost just like back in the day. We were talking back in the day because it marks 24 years, going into 25 years, we have started paranormal investigating. I've been doing it for 20 years professionally at the level that I'm doing it now. This podcast has been going on for 20 years. I've been podcasting. We've gone through different names of shows. I've been asked to go to different networks. They changed the names of the show. It's just remarkable what we're doing in this field, as well as the Brother Wade program. Here we're combining both programs together today because I am tired. Just got off the road again from an investigation that we will be talking about later. in the month. We can't give you everything of what we're doing right when we do it. But the list of stuff has been uploaded to the YouTube area. We did the Luma Fest. We did Comic Con, the comic book convention and toy show. We have done the other festival we had in our area. And it's just wonderful to see the people come out, say hi to us. We did the rock benefit for Alzheimer's. A place called Touch of Texas. It's located in Binghamton, New York. And we did one more thing up in the Olean, New York area. These things are wonderful things. They're wonderful fundraising things we've done. So we're getting the word out for Alzheimer's, for cancer, for mental health, which I enjoy doing. I did not know if I would enjoy it. I did not know if it would be beneficial. But I've met so many people that I am now on board with this. I am now on board with doing these events. You want us to come to your event. You want us to help you with your event. It would be great to do that. Now, what I was going to talk about this week, the guest called off. He double booked himself at another convention this week, which I've done it before too. Recently, we had the team in 2 different places in one day. The weekend before that, 2 different places, both days, 2 different places. We had to split the team up and go to the event. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 events in a 2.5 week period. It's been one right after another, and it's been great again, folks. It's great. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I'm tired. 1 weekend, 2 weekends, next weekend, I don't know what we're doing this weekend. We don't have anything. We on purposely put it aside so we can get all the evidence done, we can rest, and we can finally say, hey, we have some time to ourselves. So with that, I decided to go up online and look up some research. There's still a comet floating around Earth's atmosphere. There's still debating on these debates about the sun. A huge butterfly pattern found on the sun that will be hurting the atmosphere again. The cold weather is coming in, but it's October. It's Halloween weather, folks. It's Halloween weather starting next week. Next week. Next week is the Halloween season, so to speak. It's not Halloween, but it's the Halloween season. To me, every day is Halloween. Every day is Christmas. I'll leave the lights up. But this Halloween season, the season of October, the ones where you get the pumpkins, the skeletons, you start fiddling with putting up really odd colored lights of oranges and purples. That season is upon us. Halloween is all October. Not just on the 31st. All Hallows Eve is a Christian holiday, okay? To me, Halloween is October. Going back to school is September. November is Thanksgiving. Then we go into Christmas. It is the holiday season starting next week, okay? For some people, New Year's Eve is Halloween. We have Russian Christmas. We have the other holidays that come in. We have the Jewish holidays. And then we have the first of the year solstice holiday that some celebrate. So it is the Halloween season starting next week. Also next week will be a busy schedule for us. We have several things coming up, like I said earlier. Now, some of the other things that are coming up is our phone number is back, 607-238-3816. I'm opening the lines now, pressing the button if you want to call in. You want to be a caller if you want to say something smart, intelligent, something of a genius-minded fashion. It would be a blessing to us. But if you have concerns, problems, You can get those things out there as well. It's kind of an open line before the big holiday end of the year happens. I've decided to make this an open line. I'm going to talk about some of our cases later in a few minutes. I hope to have Jerry, who's going to be joining us. Josh will be, hopefully I can get a hold of Josh. I haven't heard from him. Somebody told me he was in the hospital for a day. Maybe his back is acting up. He did have some problems with his back. The last time I got in touch with him, we met downtown for trains again. We watched one of the trains come in. A huge train from up north was coming in from CP Rail, Canadian Pacific, and he was having troubles with his back at that time. I told him to go to the doctor and get it looked at because back problems are not something to mess with. I'm going through them now, but mine is more, they said sciatica, whatever that is. I don't know what sciatica is. I don't know what that thing is. It's sciatica or sciatic or I don't even know how this thing is said. But anyways, people have said it's sciatica. So that's what I'm calling it. Something to do with nerve damage. How I got nerve damages, I will never know. It's going on. We started this program a little late tonight. I apologize for that for you who are in our chat rooms. We have the Twitch chat room. We have the iVlog TV chat room. Welcome, everybody. Hi, Mary. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Tom. Hi, Rick. In the Twitch chat room, we have Devin, one of the D&D nerds who tune into us. And we have a Sarah. In our YouTube Live and our Google Live and all that, I haven't figured it out yet. Nobody's there. But anyways, you're in our iVlog TV chat room, welcome. If you're in our Twitch chat room, welcome. You can go up to iVlog TV and you can find us there. And when you do find us, hit guest or enter to the room area. You may not be able to chat as a guest. I do have guests chatting aloud. Twitch, I don't know how any of that works. Some can chat, some can't. I don't know how that works. I'm trying to figure it out more so we can do more with it. And in the background of where I'm sitting, I hear that garbage truck that's out there. I think it's a city truck. I think they come and get rid of the garbage that's in the city outdoor trash cans down here, and they just bang them around. The other day, they threw the whole trash can in the back of the truck. I watched it. I don't even know how to make a complaint about this guy's noise. They do not need to make that much noise at night when doing their job. They don't need to do it in the daytime, but the daytime it seems more sense. They have two neighborhoods, what is it, like 100 spots to do, and there's only 4 trucks to do it. So each one is doing, what is it, 100 spots per truck, 4 trucks, 500. I think it's like 600 spots, and they break it up between the 4 or 5 trucks. So that's about 125 spots per thing. And what I mean by spots is where people let out their garbage. So if they have an apartment full of 8 apartments, that's 8. So it's not really that much, but that's a spot. That is not per apartment or dwelling. That's the address. So, and that's just this side of town where I am. We're, what is this? The northwest, east. It's more of a east-western touch. I don't know. It's in the middle of the north and western part of town, but it's not the central garbage ones because there are 6 trucks to do that. And there's 4 trucks to do the other, 3 do the... Anyways, folks, they have 600 spots to do with 5 trucks, 4 to 5 trucks. Now, I was told the one truck is an extra, so they have 4 trucks. Anyways, however it's done, it's done. And these guys then do nighttime public stuff like the ones downtown. You see now they have the recycling project out. You see they have other things, the bus stops and other things that they have to do. And then they have some other garbage hopper like things. They strap a big line onto it and pull it right up to the truck and dump it, or they take it out with a shovel. And they make a hell of a lot of noise doing this. I believe there's 2 trucks in my area assigned to that. I think it's the North and Eastern has 2. The other one has 3 because they do this. No, they have 4. North, West, and South are all on the 4. Then the Central has 2. The 2, 4, 6, 8 trucks, if I'm doing this correctly. And I think there's 16 to 17 trucks in the daytime that do garbage. And they do it almost every day. It's just a nightmare. I think our whole entire public works has 30 plows, 26 garbage trucks, 20 of the miscellaneous trucks, and then we have 5 street sweepers, something like that. Anyways, and I'm always complaining that they don't do anything right. I'm complaining that they don't want to file things right. They throw stuff away. They take the garbage cans and heave them into the truck, which doesn't make any sense. They just make a mess of it. The next day, there's garbage all over the sidewalk. The Chinese restaurant downtown, well, in this town, downtown area, my area here, downtown. There's like 2 downtown areas here, but anyways, go down there, there's garbage all over it. And I asked them one time, what's going on here? And someone said the garbage man just threw the garbage can down the street. So it's an issue with the effort of work, the work effort, the effort being put in to do the job right. And I guess it's overtime, and the guys don't want to do it, so it's whoever does it or whoever's mandatorily done it. So if you have family things to do and they tell you overtime, you better do it, then you're going to be pissed because you're away from your family. Or maybe you don't want to do it. Maybe you've done garbage all day and you don't want to spend time doing it again when you're supposed to go home. I can see that. But it's just absolutely up there. That wind noise is still in my earphones. I think it's my earphones. I think somebody's going to have to get new headphones, earphones, buds, whatever I have. I have 4. 1, 2, the blue ones, the black ones, these white ones, and then another black earbud pair here. Then I even have this pair over here that I like using, but that one of the wires looks loose. I think I've had it forever, had it for 10 years, 12 years now. It's my go-to headset that I wear. So I got 5 of them. I'm going to be switching them in and out as I do that, so that I can hear properly. Folks, you don't understand. We need sponsors. We need advertisers. We need money coming in to get this show better than it is. It hasn't been good for a long time. I can't get, and if you're wondering today, I can't get the camera to work. When I did get it to work, I couldn't get the sound to work. Then when I got them both working, it was choppy, crappy, horrible noises were coming out of that. Demonic entity noises were coming out of this thing, I swear. Sounded like a barn of ducks and chickens. It's horrible. So I said, you know what? I fiddle with this because I'm going to be fiddling with it on the break. So if you're watching me live and you do see the camera, because how these live chat rooms work is they work with other things so you can hear me and you can see me on them, but to record this stuff, it's hell. An absolute hell. Absolute hard time, an absolute disgustful, tasteless time of doing this. I need an engineer, so I need somebody to go over this thing with me again. But I got the phones working, I got video working, I got sound working, and then it just crashes and doesn't do what I want it to do when we're ready for the show. Maybe I should get everything ready and just do the show. And everything ready to go. Go over what I'm going to be talking about. Make sure we have everything going over. Make sure time slots are okay. I will come about 20 minutes into the chat rooms early and talk to people. I will check all my emails, check all my Facebooks. See, this is the problem, folks. I put the headphones on, and it sounds like a shell, like you're listening to a snail shell. Now, I take them off. Obviously, I don't hear it, but I bet you still hear it. I don't know if you hear it, because if whatever's coming through this headphone, the theory is whatever comes through these headphones will be coming through the microphone, will be coming through the box system over here that we have, and will be coming into the recording software, and then that goes out to you. Either you're listening to a pirate radio, you're listening to us on one of our radio networks, one of our social media networks, wherever you're listening to this, archives, whatever it is. And I don't want it to sound foolish. I don't want it to sound dumb and hateful and wrong. I want it to be right. So, this is the second. We're going to test and see if this works. You can hear sirens outside and everything. I don't know why there's sirens outside. What is going on? All of a sudden there's sirens outside. All of a sudden there is, well, I'm all the way up here on this floor here. Let me look out the window here. Okay. I don't see anything out the window. I see sirens at the end of the road, way down there. But that's, I don't know what's going on. I can't tell if they're an ambulance or a police car. I know there's no fire truck down there. Unless they have one of the smaller apparatus. But, well, now doesn't look like there's emergency service vehicles are. Let them be, I guess. All right. Well, back at the microphone here for you. Like I was explaining, you get all this stuff together, and then you hear weird stuff in the headphones, and it just doesn't seem right. It doesn't be right, and I want it to be right for you. I want you, the listeners, like I previously just now said, to have a good show to listen to. I want everything to be right. I want everything to be cordial and operating correctly. And it just, like I said, things just pop up randomly. It happens every show. I don't understand what it is. I know how to run this equipment by now. I've been doing this a long time. But maybe I'm rushing. Maybe I'm not doing something right. I just don't know. I'm going to move on here. We got all the stuff in the news. Again, we talked about some news earlier. I just pulled up some cryptozoology stuff online. The El Chupacabra, as we all know, that is the bodies that were caught. One of them is a coyote wolf. The other one was undetermined canine. So I don't think El Chupacabra is as big as they said it is. Dogman. We know Dogman stories. And here we have, here's some stuff about Bigfoot. Cryptozoologists out there, people interested in that. They have some new findings about primate relationships. Maybe we'll talk about that. Here's some new videos, new photos. One photo to me looks an awful like an orangutan. Again, second time, third time, fourth time, whatever it is. I mean, the sixth time. These things look like orangutans to me. Uh, the skin is a golden brown colored, um, kind of like a brown colored of a dog's fur, more or less. It's the same kind of orangutan fur. It's that structure of an orangutan, the long and gladed body with the upper large torso to it. It's not muscular like a gorilla or a chimpanzee or Borneo or a gibbon. The gibbons are very skinny. They're not like that at all. Orangutan is what it reminds me of. And the person that sent me this photo wanted me to take a look at these things because they are. He said it can't be people in costumes. Actually, she said it's a girl that sent me these photos. She said that her and her husband have been having problems with these, and one of these is on her property. To me, it looks like a giant orangutan, and that's what I thought when I saw Bigfoot when I was a child, a kid, a teenager actually. But I thought it reminded me of a big orangutan, and that's what this thing looks like. Now, my suggestion to her was to lay out some food, see whatever animals come by, and see if that would attract it. It comes, but once in a while, and I said that might be a good thing, because I've heard more bad stories. Here's I have a yawning episode again. I don't know why. I'm not getting tired. I'm not feeling tired. I'm really not feeling tired at all. I'm not feeling tired in the sense of tired. When you feel tired, you want to go to bed. That's not the feeling I'm getting. That's not the feeling I'm having. Why is this all sounding weird in my headphones? Why are my headphones sounding really weird all of a sudden? I'm going to take these things off. Earlier I had this problem. Kind of sounds like that ocean feeling you get with with a seashell. It's the best way I can describe it. I can't describe it in any other way but that. I don't know why that's happening. I don't know why I have this feeling that of a seashell into my ear. Maybe my headphones are going. I hope not. I've tried all 4 pairs, as I said earlier. The earbuds are just plain useless. But the other ones I've tried, and they have this thing. Now, I don't know if you can hear that sound. I went back and tested it, and you cannot hear that sound in the phone. In the headphones. I can hear the headphones. This phone, headphones, earbuds, can be heard, but you, the listener, trying on another pair here as I say this. The listener, see, here it is again. The listener can't hear it. Broadcasting out to you, the listener. So I don't know what this is, but if anything knows about headphones, earbuds, the things that we listen to in our ears, these are padded headphones here. Rode, Sony, earbud. The white earbuds are useless. They all have the earbuds do not have the noise in them, but they're just really low. The one Sony one that I always rely on because this sound is really really bad. It's really annoying me. That I think it's going out to you. Listen, and um, I normally save. How I do it is save part of the show so I don't lose it, so I can go back and listen to it or whatever. And I did that this time, and hopefully I didn't mess up anything. As I yawn again, why am I? Let me get this paperwork. Some of the other stuff we have going on here in our stack of stuff. Anyways, push that aside. I'm not gonna get involved in this. I gotta figure out the. Anyways, as I was saying, the Bigfoot here can be talked about. Whatever it is, it's open lines. Hopefully, you'll be able to reach me through these phone lines. The phone lines are open. They've been open for a while. So it's open line today. We have the Bigfoot story. We have the drone story. We have, of course, the other crappy stories of what our country is doing, which I don't think it. I really don't think it should even be discussed. And we have the sunspot, and we have these other paleontology discoveries that we can talk about. So we have things to talk about. But it's just the same, almost the same old stuff, except for the sunspot. We'll get into it a little later here. I've noticed that it's time for a long overdue break, both for me and, of course, probably for you from hearing my babbling and complaining. I am Brother Wade at yahoo.com is a way to get a hold of me, to get me an email, good or bad. If you want to be a part of this program today, you can call our number, 607-238-3816, and hopefully it'll work, and you can be live on the program today. It is open lines, after all. So, without further ado, we'll be right back.
You're planning a long vacation, or just a day or two. You're finally on vacation. You're wondering what to do. You want someplace that's different. You want someplace that's special. You can have a great vacation in New York. And you say, I love New York. You can climb a mountain. I love New York. And there's such great sailing. I love New York. We can all go camping. I love New York. 'Cause it's so exciting. New York is different. You know, New York is special. You can have a great vacation in New York. And you say, I love New York. What a great vacation. I love New York. What a great vacation.
Frogs lay hundreds of millions of eggs every year. What would happen if they all hatched? American International Pictures presents Frogs, the story of the day nature strikes back. What strange sequence of events unleashed such a slithering, slimy tidal wave of fear? See Frogs, starring Ray Milland, Sam Elliott, Joan Van Ark, Adam Rourke, and Judy Pace. Frogs, an American International picture, in color, rated PG. Frogs, today the pond, tomorrow the world.
this song for some odd reason. La 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 la. Okay. You don't want me singing la 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 la. Well, the problems with everything has not been solved. Scratchy, itchy, horrible noises and horrible stuff. It's awful noise in my headphones. Maybe it's my headphones. Let's get those off. We'll answer a caller. 607-238-3816 is the number to call in. When I get the callers, I will put the headphones back on and listen to them. Again, 607-238-3816 is the number to call. And then when I answer it, I'll just put the headphones back on. That's what I'll do. That easily solves this problem. And it's as simple as that. It easily solves the problem. I'll just put them on when I get a phone call. And as I look over my phone, I saw a red light flash. And as I turn around, there's still lights down there. There is some other lights. And now there's a fire truck down there. And there's not as many blue lights. That means there's not police. Police would have blue and red, so there's a lot of red, but I don't... Anyways, enough of that. And let's go on to some news. I've pulled up some news. Hopefully the news will... be a lot better than what's going on in this studio. I doubt it. I really doubt it. Yep, here we go. Fox News host had a baby. Double mastectomy. Viewers had opinions. Kate Timpf, hope I said her name, got pregnant, got breast cancer, then got back to work on the political comedy show Gutfeld. All as a culture war brews over ambition, motherhood, and women's health. I don't need to have that. Okay, here's another one. Parents of autistic children say these common phases are not just rude, they're harmful. Now they're going into the autistic stuff again. Old-fashioned Southern soups and foods. This is the stuff that somebody just sent me to talk about on the program. Are you serious? Never borrow from a bank if you own your own home. Owen Wilson's 5 favorite Wilson movies. Weird life hacks Costco shoppers should know. Costco isn't even in my area. Why should I be talking about it? Diseases that are killing America. Yeah, it's called stupidity. Java prices boil over as tariffs go high. Donald Trump and the tariffs he's putting on stuff. They've been tariffs on things since Ronald Reagan. Is this really what you guys want me to read in the news? Is this really what you guys want to discuss? Peppermint Kanzi called one of Britain's deadliest mass poisonings as I cough on my cigar. Mass poisonings. This is not stuff I want to talk about. Sports. No one comes to watch the referees, but in the WNBA, they're the story. Comes from The Guardian. What happened with the referees in the WNBA, the Women's National Basketball Association? Never been more visible than a best-of-7 games final between the Phoenix Mercury and Las Vegas Aces. Will tip off Friday night. They're expected to be the largest TV audiences in women's basketball has ever drawn. All right, well, what's so fabulous about the referees then? We had long been background, whatever this is, about referees Complaints about referees have always been louder and more persistent in the professional basketball relative than other sports. Subjectivity of calls, sheer number of decisions, but the WNBA's 2025 season of volume, intensity, the criticism, and all sides have reached new heights. Coaches have been ejected and suspended. Stars have been dead in press conferences and online. Fans have dissected blown calls with social media. What had long been background noise and the providence of hoop wonks became the defining subplot of the season. Okay. Well, that's very interesting, folks, and I can talk about this. I do believe that refs have a hard job. I do believe that refs are put in the spotlight. I do believe that refs should be, maintained more. We saw that in baseball. We saw that in basketball last year. Football. During the Super Bowl. During the NBA Finals. The WNBA Finals. Soccer. And I'm one to believe that these referees need to cut it out. It is an entertainment sport. It's entertainment. Once you get to the professional level, it's entertainment. Leave it alone and let them entertain us. I don't know about these suspensions. I don't know who these people are. I don't know who these girls are. The referees, I don't know who they are. Some of the referees complaining back to coaches and all that stuff. It's becoming a huge, huge problem. That came from the Guardian. The best playoff run of the WNBA careers are right there in the playoffs, I guess. The Aces and this other team. I don't even know who they are. I really don't. I don't know who these college football teams are either that's sitting here in front of me. But these were just links that somebody sent me to talk about. You know how I don't do sports. I don't really get into sports. I'm not I don't know if I wasn't a sports jock when I was in school. I did wrestling. I played soccer. It wasn't in high school. It was on independent teams and stuff. Never got into Little League. Oh boy, never got into that. I got into martial arts. That was a sport I was in. Professional wrestling, which is entertainment now. But I've never been a sports guy. Sometimes I'll watch golf. Sometimes I watch hockey. I do enjoy hockey. My good friend Brian Dino, wherever you're at, hello. I think he's out in St. Louis on a vacation again. I don't know what he's doing. He's posted something about the big arch in St. Louis, so I'm imagining he went out there for a hockey game again. He got me into hockey. Brian got me into hockey big time. And I've always been a hockey watcher. I always watch hockey. Used to do it more than I do it now. Just because I don't know where to find the games. I don't know what games are where. I don't have a subscription to the Hulu and stuff like I did for the games. I guess you can watch it all on Prime, but Prime's football. I don't understand football. Although I do think some of the college teams that I have watched, Notre Dame, there's a few others, Texas Tech or whatever it is. Then there's two other ones, light blue shirts they were wearing. I like Jaguars, the Jets. I've always been a Jets fan. If you want to make money, just vote whoever's playing the Dolphins. They were horrible. The Bills. My friend likes the Buffalo Bills. I don't. I don't know why. I really don't really care. I liked the Rams and Bengals when I was a kid. I guess because of other people liking them, that friends of the family. Never got into sports, but it's interesting these referees are getting complaints. It's interesting they're doing something about the complaints. It's interesting that they're trying to make it so that these referees are accountable for their calls and accountable for messing up the game and accountable for not letting things go on. However, the players, just like football, if you're doing something wrong that's that bad, I guess a call should be made. I don't know. I really don't know what to say about it. There's some things about gaming here, video games and all of that stuff. And as I said, some fossils were found in Science News. We have that big sunspot that looks like a butterfly. It does. Well, it kind of looks like a big square at this point. Science.org has some stories about that stuff. Kind of unique. Plume of smoke rises, charring the vineyard. The microbe could help, talking about vineyards and grape growing and wine growing, and the science tech behind this stuff. Halfway through fermentation, the lady's fears came through, spicy and earthy, brightened with a hint of acidity, flattened into what she described as a licking an ashtray. The first time in a major fire spoiled her wine. Major fires, the fires that we see in Oregon, since the problem of the smoke of wildfires in California and Oregon cost the U.S. wine industry an estimated of $3.7 billion in losses. Okay, so we're seeing weather patterns destroying our food again, and we saw this how it did it before in the wildlife food. U.S. scientists grid for yet another government shutdown. Okay, what are we doing about a government shutdown? Bringing an unlikely last-minute resolution to the budget standoff between Democrats and Republicans. Many federal pause. Most operations furlong the bulk of their staff at midnight. And here comes an ad. I'm reading right from my laptop, as you can see on the camera here. And an ad pops up. I don't need these ads. I don't want to subscribe. But anyways, Republican-controlled Congress finalized 12 annual appropriation bills to fund most government operations. The Senate, where 60 votes are typically needed to advance legislation, have declined to provide the votes. The Democrats are not providing the votes. One gloomy new dimension this time, the White House has said it might use the shutdown as an opportunity to permanently lay off thousands of federal workers. So now we're jumping to layoffs. The government is not running right. At the Department of Energy, here we go. Here's some nice stuff. 17 national laboratories, facilities often have enough reserve funding for continue their operations. Once that reserve runs out, the Department of Energy is obligated to idle facilities and labs. So we see the Department of Energy now losing out. It was the Department of Defense, now Department of Energy. I'm looking for the Department of Intelligence to see if anything is getting smarter, if anybody has a rise in the intelligence area. It talks about other fundings and cuts, transportation cuts, buying of military stuff. It's always the military, always defense. I just don't understand why they want to shut down in the first place. I don't understand how the government can shut down. I don't know how they can pause things when votes need to be done. Filibusters and all that, the stuff that I really don't understand. It just doesn't make any sense. And all of this stuff is hindering us. Department of Energy was supposed to have electric cars and some diesel and gas emissions things going on. We were supposed to see new laws about that to help the transportation industry. and it's not doing it. And because they want to play this shutdown now, and they want to play games with the budget, we're not seeing these things that need to be done. And if our transportation structure, folks, I don't care what you say, but if our transportation structure is harmed in any way, structurally, financially, physically, mentally, we're not going to get the goods we need. Forget tariffs. Our prices are going to go through the roof. Okay? Or they're just going to drop off and we're not going to have some of the things. It was described to me as the next thing that's going to happen is we're not going to have the products that we normally have because they're not going to be made. If it gets too bad, they're not going to make the products, and therefore, we're going to be without them. That's something to think about, folks. Something to think about. If you want something to think about not having what you need. Think about not getting the groceries or the products you need. We got groceries. We can go to the farmer's market. I can literally go from my house and walk 5-6 blocks down the street and go to a farmer's market, and at that farmer's market buy my produce, buy some bread, have a fresh grass-fed meat, okay? I don't need to go to the grocery store. I can go right straight to the farmer if I wanted to and get everything I need, eggs, cheese. So I don't need to go to the grocery store. You don't either. You can go to farmers markets. You can go right to the things. But when we need toilet paper, when we need paper for the printer so I can print out stuff here at the program for you, and computers, we need people working the offices that run our computers and our electrical systems. So there's a lot of stuff that is affected through other stuff, and when we don't get products aren't being made at all, we then see a lot of things happen. Let's go up to ScienceDaily.com. It's a website where I get some of my science information for you guys, or I used to. Because obviously the first half of this program is normally news and what's going on, and nothing's going on any different than it was going on last week. As you can see, last week's stuff is the same as this week's stuff. Nothing's changing. Nothing is going on. Cider, apple cider vinegar weight loss program. Yeah, I need that. A billion reign of fungi that predated plants and made Earth livable. Fungi may have shaped Earth's landscape long before plants appeared. Okay, fine. Let's get the fungi and the other stuff out of the way here to science. That's fine. It's something in good agriculture and planting news, a lot of it. I don't really get into this stuff, but we might as well talking about food and transportation and products and going to the farmer's market. Agriculture is part of it. The stuff that we used to see problems with, growing corn, having corn and other products very available, isn't a problem anymore. The problem is the price. For instance, these cherries that I like, they're almost $7 to $8. Blueberries, raspberries, things that I need for my health. Strawberries. You can't have strawberry shortcake. You can't eat healthy with blueberry smoothies without the blueberries. But they cost a lot of money. See, there's soybean, corn, there's other stuff in there. Tariffs are affecting agriculture. And see, I don't understand why we ship all this stuff in. I really don't. I really don't. I don't understand it. I don't know why they do it. Again, all the news that's here is the same from last week. I'm just reading you stuff that I've already read you. Recall Trader Joe's and Walmart pasta meals. A new outbreak of Listeria. Strikes in restaurant industry, high beef prices due to low cattle inventory. It's a nationwide Listeria outbreak linked to pre-cooked pasta meals sold at Trader Joe's and Walmart. Illness and death leading to the USDA health warning. Costco is recruiting wine due to risk of bottles spontaneously shattering. That's news. That's stuff that we need to see. Recall frozen meals. Center for Disease Control. Well, now they're recalling our microwave meals. I guess there's 4 dead, 19 in the hospital. Recalled prepared meals. The CDT issued a multi-state recall for ready-to-eat meals containing pasta that may have been contaminated. Recall includes market-side linguine with beef meatballs and marinara sauce. Walmart. And it says the dates, 22nd, 24th, 25th, 29th, and 30th. The recall was first issued in June, and now it is a second recalling of it for an outbreak. Trader Joe's Cajun-style blackened chicken breast, fettuccine Alfredo, September 20th, 24th, 27th, 29th, 30th dates. USDA issues health warning for everyone who has it. So if you're listening to me and you have something like this has happened, an outbreak, please do what they say. CDT on Friday showed that Listeria outbreak has led to 20 cases, including 19 of those hospitalizations, and 3 have been fatal. So I'm going to look up this Listeria here. Give me a moment. E. coli and all that. Chicken flu outbreak. I don't know what this stuff is. It looks like insects and little bubbles. Listeria is a genus of bacteria that acts as an intracellular parasite in mammals. As of 2024, 28 species have been identified. The genus is named in honor of British pioneer of sterile surgery, Joseph Lister. All right. Transmission primary by eating food contaminated with the bacteria. It can be found in soil, water, and animal products. Surfaces equipped in food processing facilities, food management facilities, and basically the places that they make food and where the food is. The food will get on the surfaces, or the people will touch it, and it will get into the food from the making of the food, the processing of, in these cases, the meals that are being recalled. And it's not just in meals, it's in other things. Infection can also occur from touching it, getting near people that have it. The normal stuff for It can infect milk, raw milk, cheeses, unpasteurized products, unwashed fruits and vegetables, undercooked poultry, cold smoked fish, and ready-to-eat deli meals from the meat. Can be in contact with infected animals or humans. It can also be transmitted to children. Soil, water, and animal products. Okay, well, that's a brief description of it all here. That's scary and very alarming. And I told you folks that there's other things happening besides what you see in the news, and that proves it. This proves it that things are happening. We have, and the reason I'm pausing so much, somebody asked why I've been pausing, is it no, I'm reading this as we go along. I'm trying to organize all this news stuff because somebody wants news. They want me to do the news. They want me to talk about what's going on. However, I don't agree what's going on in politics. I don't agree what's going on in the news. And I'm not one of these that trust all news sources. But we have these things that have to be told about it. And as I read it, and as I'm studying it, as I'm talking about it, it's becoming more disgusting, and it's putting a bad taste in my mouth, and now I don't want to eat. I do not want to eat, and people know how I like to eat. That is very, disgusting. But it can go into the water. It can go into surfaces that they make this stuff. Contamination is why. It's like the other bacteria. What is that? E. coli, Salmonella. All these other things are bacteria. They're living organisms that cause us to get sick. It's disgusting. And I don't know much about food in the first place. I'm a cook. I can cook. I can cook for myself. Not a gourmet cook, not a chef, not somebody that knows what I'm doing. But I know that if I put a hamburger in the oven or on the stove, it's not going to get me sick. I know chicken has to be thoroughly cooked, pork, beef. So I don't think I don't eat a lot of microwave meals anymore. I was told that has a lot of sodium in it. A lot of sodium. And that's bad for the health conditions I have. Another thing is I don't really want to have those because a lot of them don't taste good. They just don't. They're not appetizing. I'm more hungry after eating them, and they make me feel like I'm hungry after I eat them. A lot of them don't have anything I want. There's a lot of spaghettis and pastas, and as you can see, the pastas are the problem. And a lot of these microwave meals don't fill me up. Last night I had you mix mayonnaise with Parmesan cheese, and you rub down the chicken, put it in the oven for a half hour, turn it over, put it in there for another half hour, monitor it a little bit. Sometimes you put a little Italian dressing on the chicken first for the first half hour, then the mayonnaise and the Parmesan rub the second half, and it's kind of like an Italian Parmesan chicken. I don't know. It's a simple thing I ate. And that kind of stuff I can do. But when it comes to cooking, comes to managing myself in cooking, when it comes to getting a meal for myself, I'm not the best, okay? Other people that I know are very better cooks than I am, very good at cooking and preparing meals than I am. But I'm never hungry. I'm never, something's always in my stomach. But with that being said, I have some potato chips here that I'm going to fold up the bag here. I don't think I'm going to be eating these because that just made me feel really bad. I was going to have my cocktail shrimp. During the show, I eat a lot. Cocktail shrimp, potato chips, pizza. I ate a whole sheet pizza one time. Almost, at least way over half of it. I think there's a few slices left I had the next day. But anyways, I am going to try not to have my stomach turned from me reading what that stuff was. A lot of times when you read the sicknesses and the diseases and the bacterias and these things that cause sickness, flus and stuff, makes me sick. Reading the symptoms makes me believe I have them all. And I don't think I have any of these symptoms. I hope I don't. Runny nose, well, these are normal cold seasoned things. These are normal things that cause me to have a cold, normal things that cause me to feel weird, the normal things that cause me to feel uptight. And so I'm not going to get too paranoid about this. I'm not going to sit here and get too astronomically upset about it. But this food poisoning, this microwave meal thing is really something to watch out for. Again, Trader Joe's, Walmart, pasta. Stuff I have eaten in the past. I often wonder if these recalls happen to be caught late. But I don't like thinking about that, or I wouldn't eat anything. What else do we have here? Now that I've gotten myself sick, maybe somebody else is feeling a little weird and queasy too, due to the fact that I just read the news to them. See, every time I read the news, you feel weird and queasy. Either it's the government, either it's finding out that food is poisoned, and they have to recall stuff. They did this with lettuce a while back. I remember lettuce. Some kind of lettuce had some kind of thing wrong with it. I don't know how lettuce, a object that's grown in the ground, can have diseases and sickness and all that, other than the fact that it might be grown with bad fertilizers, cow manure, horse manure, cat, dog, pig, whatever you want to throw, human, whatever you want to throw in there on top of it, in the dirt with it. Maybe you might get something. Bear, deer, who knows? Who knows what wanders into the lettuce patch. But talking about this is really getting my stomach upset. And I don't want my stomach upset because I like to eat. I don't want to be sick to my stomach while I'm doing the program. So let's choose something else to talk about. What should we talk about? Open line, 607-238-3816. My email, iambrotherwade@yahoo.com. Now, I did receive an email last week asking me about the show, what times. Mondays, 9 p.m. Eastern time, because we're New York time now. Every Monday we come up here live to discuss things with you in chat room. We have Twitch. We have the iVlog TV chat room. We have Facebook and YouTube. Google Live is not working for some reason. But we come up and we chat with you. We talk with you. You get to watch me do the program. All that kind of important stuff. The really important stuff that's done. That is the really important kind of dealings that we deal with. Do I have a call? Caller? Okay, well, nobody's there. Okay, nobody's there. Second one, nobody's there. Well, now we don't have anybody on the thing. They're making me think the phone don't work again. And for all this time not having the phone work, the one night we need it to work, it's not going to work again. Things aren't working again. What is going on? Is there somebody out there trying to ruin my reputation? Is there somebody out there trying to make it so that I cannot have what I need? That I cannot have what is desired to have? I doubt it. I don't think anybody's out there to destroy me. I really don't. But I am paranoid. Everybody knows I'm paranoid. I was discussing drones earlier. These drones that are flying around in the sky. Paranoia is setting in. Microwave size, maybe a folding chair is the largest I've seen. It is all over the place. I don't know what these drones are. Somebody told me they're law enforcement watching for criminal activity. I'm not a criminal. I've done nothing wrong. I know thousands of people that have done nothing wrong that have seen these things. All over the United States, Canada, Mexico. I've heard they're in Europe, United Kingdom, France, Germany, Russia. We even saw some in Italy. We even heard a story of them being in the Middle East. And the Middle East struck an alarm where they thought they were being attacked. I don't think so. I don't think anybody wants to attack us. And if they are law enforcement, then why are they in neighborhoods where perfectly good people are? And what do they want to do with these things? They never have a demonstration. Remember when they used to bring dogs to the park and had a neighborhood day, or whatever you want to call it, block party or whatever it was when I was a kid. I remember these things. And they would demonstrate to us, maybe handcuffs, the dogs, an ambulance, how the fire truck sprays water, how the ladder works. They don't demonstrate any of these drones. They don't do demonstrations so people understand what they are. It's secretive. It's a big, big secret. And then you folks out there wonder why I am paranoid. I don't get it, folks. You guys wonder why I'm paranoid, but we're starting to see the stuff that we've been warned about. Several other podcasters, news media, private news media outlets, private radio shows, private public access shows. We're not going to name who they are, but they warned us about this stuff. And every time they warned us about it, people said, you're crazy. You're nuts. You're thinking outside the box. This is not proper to be thinking like this. And here we have it. I swear I saw one the other day. Either that or there's privatized companies putting these drones up in the air. Whatever they are. Now let's just say maybe they're privatized. Land, maybe realtors looking at land. They should notify us what they are so we don't go paranoid over it. They should notify us. Let's mention some people in the room. We have Sarah still with us. We have Tiffany. We have David, Michael. I'm sorry about not recognizing you people who are in the iVlog TV chat room today. Jeffrey is with us. There's some other people that do not have their names. They have their account names up there, which I'm not going to name on the show. All right, your name is Tim. Tim, welcome to the program. I have been reluctant to tell people thank you for coming into our chat rooms today on the program. We got wrapped up in the things not working. We got wrapped up in the other stuff. But the Bigfoot news and the other stuff is kind of big. The salmonella poisoning is kind of big. But I don't want to. I want to go into something delightful. I want to talk about something common sensory. The referees in the WNBA. I see in the chat room somebody mentioned this. They're always like that. That's the comment. Okay, well, they're always like that. Like I said, the players do stuff wrong and the refs make the calls. However, if the refs are tough with the calls, both sides need to sit down and say, hey, this is what we're going to do. Because, like I said, it's entertainment. You got to understand. Somebody's asking in the chat room why. Why? Because of the simple fact that you're watching that basketball game for entertainment. Even college basketball and football is on TV for you to watch for entertainment. It's almost why colleges have sports programs. They're not like elementary school, where you need to go down with your fourth grade class now and go to gym so everybody stays in shape. It's an elective. You elect to be on the football team. You're chosen from high school to be on the football team. then you're chosen to go into professional football, which is definitely, they're paying you to play football. Then that's entertainment to me. No more than watching a normal TV show. The paranormal shows, the reality shows. It's no better entertainment than that. And I'll say it to them blue in the face. It's entertainment. These people are paid millions of dollars that could go for cancer research. They paid millions of dollars to be jocks and to play sports when that money could be used for something else. Why is it that a person is paid almost $1 million a year, but school teachers, police officers, firemen, other government employees like the people that plow the roads in the winter, maybe the garbage crews, we discussed garbage crews earlier, why don't they get $1 million a year? They're doing stuff that's important. They're doing things that are great. They're risking their lives. They're getting injuries. I guarantee you, if you go to the garbage man, the snowplow guys, the police officers and firemen, they're going to have the knee injuries, the back injuries, the elbow injuries, the ankle injuries that you see from these sports people doing. You're going to see them having the same hardships. You're going to see them wanting to better themselves in their field. And you're going to see them wanting to do more. NASCAR, for instance, it was made from bootlegging, an illegal activity. Boxing was made from fighting and defending yourself and assaulting another person. Okay? Wrestling might be the same thing. But wrestling is skills to weaken your opponent, to pin them. Boxing is just punching each other in the face and the stomach for no reason at all. Maybe even mixed martial arts could be on that level, now that they don't have skill versus skill. It's not like the karate guy against the boxer and to see who's better. But I digress. I stop. I don't argue no more. You people say, oh, he argues about this stuff, but he won't step in the ring. Of course I'm not going to step in the ring and get myself injured by a professional fighter because he doesn't like the fact that I told him how it's ran. It's like professional wrestling. You say it's fake. They tell you to step in a ring and I'll purposely hurt you to prove to you it's real. I'm not going to go through that. I'm not going to step in there and have somebody on purposely hurt me because they want to prove me a point. No, I'm not going to do that. There's no sense in doing that. Now you got me on another roll, folks. Got me on another roll. You've woken me up. You've got me on a subject that we need the whole show to talk about, and that is these professional players and the money that's spent on all this stuff. Now, when you go to a hockey game, that's the same thing. The guy in the chat room just said, what about hockey? The same thing. The same exact thing. He is being paid millions of dollars to entertain you while he skates around the place. He is paid to entertain you. Paying to provide me with some form of entertainment. And that is watching a hockey game. Going to the hockey and watching the game. And as I go on about this topic, there are a few people in the chat rooms that are getting angry. Well, that's not my problem. That is not my issue. It has been that way since we started. It has been this way since it was institutionalized, since it was made, it was brought into existence. It was done that way. It will always be that way. And the referees, let's talk about football referees. Okay, with all the calls they do on the players, and nobody cares. The hockey guys who icing and double sticking, high sticking, offsides, deliberate aggression towards other players. Okay, if we're going to talk about one sports referee we should talk about the others. And let's see what the players are doing. The person playing the game, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to skate, I'm going to run. I'm going to run back and forth with a basketball. I'm going to run after a football and tackle people. But I'm going to do it wrong. I'm going to do it against the rules. We're going to cheat. We're going to steal. We're going to borrow from some kind of assault book for techniques on hurting people. And the referee blows the whistle. No, bad. No, bad. Nope, that's not put up with. Nope, you can't do that. Nope, we're not going to have fouls and slapping people. Slap the guy right across the face in a basketball game, and everybody yells at the referee for making a bad call. The woman sits there and bangs into the other girl, giving her a bloody nose. But we're not allowed to yell at the referee when they call it. These things are okay. These things are all right. No, they're not all right. It's not okay to do that. It's not okay to play that way. It's not okay to disrupt things. It's not okay to yell and scream and argue. Not okay to try to get into fights with each other. You're all getting paid almost the same thing. You're doing the same thing. You're playing the same. There's only, 50 ways to play basketball? Different plays? 14 defensive plays, when really all I see them do is jumping in front of each other, banging into each other with their shoulders, trying to stop a basketball. Not that hard to do. I can do it. You could do it. Our listeners right now, we could all form a basketball team. Somebody else's podcast could form a basketball team, and we could all play. We could all get paid, all be on TV. Not that hard to do. They make it hard because they don't want everybody doing it. But then they'll fork out money to people, and then they get advertisement deals. What's the girl's name? Clark. There got drafted into the Women's National Basketball Association. I think it's Caitlin or something, and she did wonderful from college. Was a premier student. Premier player, got on her professional team, and they didn't do so well. Now, is that because it's entertainment? Is that because they just get paid and don't care? Or are they doing well and they get paid better? Maybe we should start everybody with $100 a game. Maybe we should start everybody with $50 a game. And if you do better, you get paid more. Because it doesn't look like you need $1 million to run up and down a court. I can run up and down a court. I may be asthmatic by the time I get done, but I can run up and down the court. I can jump up in front of somebody and wave my arms around like I'm trying to tell a plane to come into a runway. I can do that. I'm perfectly fine. I'm 6'3". I'm very tall. I can knock balls out of the air. Oh, they're going to shoot the ball. Hold my hands up and block it. Not that hard. There's people listening to my show right now probably thinking this guy is an idiot. He thinks he knows it all. You too can play this game. You too could go out there and jump in front of somebody and bounce around the ball and shoot for a hoop. Football, what do? You stand in front of somebody, you block them, you tackle them, or you catch a ball, or you run with the ball. Not that much to do. Okay? Now, these professionals obviously are doing a well job. They're doing a great job of what they're doing. Yes, they've been trained. They train hard. They train long. They train for many hours. It is their life, 100%, from the time they wake up in the morning and leave their house to the time they go back to their house. If they go back to their house, the hotel. So by the time they leave the hotel, from the time they make it back to the hotel to go to bed, they're a team. They're responsible for winning a game. It's probably a heavy burden. I know when I wrestled in high school, it was a very heavy burden to represent a team and fail and know that you let them down. Or when I did play soccer for the YMCA, for the boys club, for the independent league that I played on, if you did something wrong, the team would let you know about it. So yes, that is true. Baseball, if you don't hit the ball and run around the bases, you're not going to score for the team. Basketball, if the ball doesn't go for the hoop, nobody's scoring. Football, if the ball doesn't make it to the end of the field, nobody's scoring. Hockey, someone doesn't make that puck into the net, you're not scoring. So yes, it's a heavy burden. And I'm not saying that anybody literally can do it. I doubt I would be able to do it. I'm just saying the simple skills of jumping in front of somebody, running back and forth, trying to follow somebody that has a ball or doesn't. Very simple. It's not hard to do. But they're trained professionals. That's why they call it professional sports. College sports are learning the sport. Great coaches. People coming in hoping to make it into the professional teams. It should. From what I saw, the college game looked better than the professional game. The college game looked better than the professional game. If you've stayed with me this far into the conversation, it's because I picked up in the chat room. Earlier, we were talking about food poisoning. Now we're talking about anybody doing sports. But that's okay. I understand the commitment that people have to sports. I understand the commitment that people have to doing the sports they're involved in. A lot of people do sports. A lot of people like sports. A lot of people enjoy sports. Our good friend who's on our paranormal team with us, Jerry, likes baseball. He enjoys watching the Yankees, the New York Yankees. I don't. I think baseball is dragged out. I think it's long. I don't know why they need so many innings. I don't know why they need so much stuff. But sometimes it's funny watching them bat. They get a foul, or the ball hits another player, or something. And I don't know if the one guy in baseball could play another sport or not. I don't know. Maybe they're different athletes on different teams. I don't know what all the teams are. I don't know what you have to do to be on the team. But I guarantee you I could stand in a uniform and take a swing at a ball, or not swing at a ball, at least for 3 minutes. Each pitch takes half a minute, so each thing is almost a minute. There's no time. Okay? I bet you I could stand there and do it. And I could take that $1 million and I could make it count for my life, for the rest of my life. Folks, I see that it's time to go on a break here to let me calm down, to let this chat room calm down, maybe to let you calm down. Folks, if you want to talk to us, 607-238-3816. Open lines. The one day we let the lines be open, nobody's calling. I am Brother Wade at yahoo.com is my email. Folks, we need a break. We'll be right back.
Hi, Jim Summers for Value Right Pharmacies. Seeing is believing. But when it comes to eye care, Value Right has values that you may find hard to believe. This week, participating Value Rights have 16 Bausch & Lomb Renew Thermal or 20 enzymatic cleaning tablets for $5.89. And 12-ounce saline is also $5.89. Use only as directed. Just look in the yellow pages for Value Right Pharmacies, where you'll always find great American values. You've got to see these values to believe them.
Hi, Jack Frost here. You know, before I get too busy with a hard freeze, I wanted to make sure you get to Sears Brand Central, because right now the AT&T cordless telephone 4300 is on sale at Sears, lowest price ever. Just $69.99, save $10 through October 12th. It's got 2-channel selection from the handset, and you can page the handset from the base. Now just $69.99 at Sears Brand Central, the brand you want at the store you trust.
If you've always wanted a powerful vocabulary, but found most programs boring, try We the People, the cassette program that combines college-level vocabulary with American history. So now, while developing a dynamite vocabulary, you'll become an expert on American history. Get We the People, the vocabulary program that teaches more than just vocabulary. Call 1-800-ABCDEFG.
When will man ever learn that when he pollutes the air and the water, he declares war against nature? Frogs, today the pond, tomorrow the world.
Stops just like that. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do about it, but it just stopped. Anyways, we're back. We're back on the program, and nobody has called. The calls are not coming in. So it might be a while before I do a show like this, because the calls aren't coming in. Why should I sit here and do an open line program? An absolutely open line program. We opened up the lines. We said you can call in and talk about anything you want, and nobody's talking about anything. No one is doing a thing. I've talked the whole program. Used an hour and 35 minutes to talk. An hour and 35 minutes. That's uncalled for. Somebody should tune in and call in and want to speak to us. And they didn't. They didn't want to do it. I don't know why. We gave them topics. Anything. Talk about anything. 607-238-3816. Every week you can call in. You complain because you can't talk about what you want to talk about. There's even complaints that I hang up on people, because they're dumb, they're ignorant, they're stupid. They don't talk about sensible stuff. They yell, they swear, they make fun. The one guy calls in every week, or has been calling in every week, or did before at the other studio, before we moved everything into my home. Before we moved then everything from there, we moved it to where we are now, another studio away from my home, so everything can be professional. And they still, and this week they didn't call, they still are being done by not calling. I don't know. Is it because is it because you guys didn't know it was a new time? Is it because you guys didn't want to call in? Is it because everybody's listening to me and it's such a great show that they have no reason to call in? Because, only 30 to 40% of the callers actually call in a year, to talk radio. Podcasts only are about 20% will call in. So it averages about 25% of the people that actually pick up the phone and call. So I don't know. But the offer still stands for the remainder of me being here, which is probably going to be another 5 minutes. Because I try to make this an hour and 45-minute program. We try to make this a good program. We try to make it something that means something to someone. We try to make this program last. We try to make this program feel good. We try to make this a wonderful, feel-good atmosphere program. And I hope I've done that. Maybe I've complained too much. Maybe there's no listeners left. There's still 5 people in the room. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Jennifer. Michael. Daniel. Daryl is still here with us. These people are committed to staying for the whole show. They just haven't called in. Nobody's called in. So, anyways, it's time for me to go, folks. I've been up here way too long. Starting to get a headache. Gotta take some migraine medicine. But anyways, 607-238-3816 is the call each week. Our email, iambrotherwade@yahoo.com. Every Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern. At night, 9 p.m. Eastern, we will be here live to do the show. I don't know who's here next week. I know this week we are taking some time off from investigating. We've investigated a lot of places recently. The team has. I didn't have anybody to a guest. Normally I try to get a guest at least twice a month. We try to have different people with different subjects and everything on the Brother Wade program. Folks, I'm going to take off. I'll see you next time.